Hello, my name is Peter Karen. I'm one of your selectmen here in the town of Dayton, and this is our weekly public service announcement. And I'm here today with Tom Ferry, who is the highway supervisor, which to me is a gross misrepresentation of what you guys actually do. To call you a highway supervisor compared to things that you have done, things that you're going to do, people look at that and just think it's maintaining the roads. But you guys do so much more. And I want to apologize for that. Maybe we should consider changing the name along with the budget so that it fits the new name. But that's minor. So again, we record on Channel 9, and this is going to be played throughout the week, and next week we'll have something else. But as always, if you have any questions or concerns that you want to address to the Board of Selectmen, please send them to the Dayton secretary, and we will address them at one particular meeting where that's all we'll do. Again, I'm here with Tom, and Tom, I just have a series of questions for you so that people get to know what you do, what you're like, and what they get out of the department, because you have a big budget, you have a lot of responsibility, and I'm not so sure everybody knows what the highway department does. They plow the roads, they cut the side of the grass on the roads, but they really don't see you guys out there doing what you guys actually do.
Thanks for having me.
Sure.
Yes, it is a misconception what we really do. A lot of times, 80% of our work is not in the street.
Right.
We do a lot of stuff for the park and rec. We mow the North Dayton area, this town complex here, South Dayton, all the open spaces. We do the trails. We have a couple of guys that are well expertise on building repairs and maintenance, so we do what we can, within our ways and means on our building projects to help town monies go farther. For example, like the library project, we have a couple of guys that do quite a bit behind the scenes there. We also do actual road construction. We have a team on Main Street now doing that major project now. And also we have one mechanic. The town has 76 registered vehicles and equipment.
Wow.
So we maintain the police and fire, sewer, and the building department's vehicles, and also the highways. So he's busy, very busy, and my other guys pitch in with that also. So
Yep.
the guys not always on the road. There's quite a bit to do.
Right.
We co-patch when we can. There's a reason why we're not always co-patching in dry weather. It's because we're always doing something else.
Sure.
So it is what it is.
I'm not saying it's the number one complaint we get here as selectmen, but potholes, obviously, are, as you're well aware, are a big issue in certain times of the year.
Correct.
And we forward them to you for anything that's major, but it seems to be a frequent phone call that we get in the spring, late winter, early spring.
Yeah, springtime's the ground's moving, thawing, the thaw time. That's normal for potholes to show up, and they can show up just within an hour.
Yep.
Where they could actually damage
Sure.
a vehicle. So we need to be notified of that as soon as possible.
Yep.
This time of year is usually a visibility problem with intersections with the growth of vegetation, and we're tackling that as we can. Usually we get the whole town because we're spread quite thin right now. A simple phone call and email helps, and
Sure.
we'll address people's concerns as we can.
Yes, okay. That's great. I have a list of questions that I want to ask you. Like I said, nothing earth-shattering. They are on my phone, so if you don't mind, I'll start. I know one of the first ones, or the first one that I have is, well, where'd it go? How do you prioritize your projects? Like, for example, we talked just briefly before we started the sealing of some of the roads, and do you have an overall plan, or is it just whatever happens in emergency, you guys do it, or is there a plan for resurfacing roads that you adhere to? Is there a 5-year plan?
Good question. So it's a little of all of those.
Okay.
We did invest as a town for a roadway pavement management plan. I believe that's available on the town website. If not, the Selectman's office has a copy of it.
Yep.
So we have that as a good basis to go on. As far as prioritizing, the situations usually prioritize that. They'll let you, the road will let you know
Let you
when it
know.
needs more
Sure.
urgent care than what's on the plan. There's no pet peeve projects. There's no I like that person better or whatever.
Right.
For the streets, there's no room for that. We
Yes.
can't afford that anyways.
Yep. One of the things people have requested is more sidewalks in town. And obviously, that just doesn't happen. And there's a lot of moving parts to have that happen. And Main Street is going to have a sidewalk through the whole Main Street when the project is done?
Yes. So ideally, and depending on the type of money that's being used, like Main Street's using some federal funds and some federal matching grants, along with our Chapter 90. So you're required to address the sidewalk needs. You don't have a choice. You have to have extreme circumstances, usually environmental, where you can not choose the sidewalk, but that's not the case with Main Street.
Right.
We do need to do better. We are very limited on resources.
Right.
Again, back to that pavement management plan, it identified the town really should chip in up to $500,000 each year towards the roadways upkeep. And with the Chapter 90 projects, just to keep our roads in good order, part of that is the sidewalk repair. We have sidewalks that haven't been touched over 100 years in North Dayton. Some of them are shared ownership. Some of them are concrete with trip hazards. We address those trip hazards the best we can, but we need to prioritize and do a better job with that.
Yes.
Usually when the street itself is addressed, we'll address the sidewalk. But again, they created a policy that you don't have a choice now when you're using certain monies for a project. Sidewalks is not everyone's favorite either.
Right.
It is the safest way to get people off the road. 'Cause
Yep.
right after the road is paved, the first thing you hear is speeding,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not safe. So the people really need to be off the road,
Yeah.
which I agree with. But we do need to, especially the roads that are over 100 years old, we should be touching them.
You just kind of hinted upon this, not expenses, but your budget. How do you manage the size of your budget with the what has to be done? I understand when you take state funds or federal funds, with that comes requirements, sidewalk or whatever it happens to be. And how do you personally manage the tight budgets that we have? Are you always looking to cut or ways to save? Is it, no, this is what I have to spend, I just got to prioritize what I have and spend as necessary?
So to keep the roads in good repair, back to the pavement management plan, I think this good score, our score right now is around 72.
Okay.
And that's an okay
Yeah.
position. To maintain that, we need to add at least 500,000
Wow.
to the budget. We
Yeah.
already identified that. So since we have not been doing that, we already know we're going backwards and the cost is going to grow
Sure.
in the future. To answer your question, we have a very strong finance committee, and I always tell them when they start their budget season, that's the most intimidating committee I go in front of, which they are.
Sure.
And they do a great job, and they do back up whatever they can, but they do let us know what we have to work with. And to answer your question, we only do what we can with what we have.
Yep.
We do the best we can with what we have.
Right.
And probably a little bit further in some cases, but it's underfunded right now, and 15 years from now, you're really going to notice where we have to pay more to catch up to get that score on
Back
that-
up. Right.
back up to where it needs to
You
be.
have to maintain it and get it up
Right.
at the same time.
Instead of preservative seals and treatments and minimum maintenance, then you're doing a lot more overlays and whatnot.
Sure.
Which gets a lot more costly.
The budgets come out every year. I know you presented to the town, and one of the things with the budget is hopefully happens sooner than later is a new highway bond. I know you're in desperate need. You guys do a great job maintaining what you have, but it would be an ideal situation if you could get one from the town. Where would you put it? In the same location if you had the formal, you can do it?
So We do have a land use committee that already explored that a little bit. There's no set location.
Okay.
It may make sense to explore the transfer station since we do a lot of work there anyways.
Right.
The equipment can be outside, but as you know, that deteriorates just being outside, even in the
Right.
sunny weather, it deteriorates the equipment that we have. So we have a lot of equipment. We do more than other towns, and our equipment inventory will show that. I mean, from man lifts, bucket trucks, the chippers, all that stuff. You just leave it sitting outside is not good.
No.
And
Every homeowner knows that.
yes.
Yeah.
So to be undercover is good, even if it's like under a solar array, like at the schools or
Sure.
something. It's not a bad idea. We can stay where we are. It's not centralized.
No.
We own the 2 acres that we're on. We got that. I believe the town acquired that because of back taxes.
Yep.
To be more centralized would be ideal, more
Sure.
ideal. But it is what it is.
Yep.
The transfer station's not totally in the center either, but it's closer
Right.
to the town. For example, from where the garage is now to service Chestnut Street and North Street
Yep.
is a long
That's a
time.
long
It's a
haul.
long ways.
Yep.
I know our police and fire knows that too.
Yeah.
That's a long ways off.
Right. So if you moved it to the transfer station, let's say, do you have an idea of what it would cost to build a new, has there been any kind of building committee other than capitalization land user and,
We were just shy of that.
okay?
Because of the financial situation the town is in now, it made sense to just back off.
Yep.
I mean, the fire department has some needs. We already knew the school had some issues.
Correct.
So we have to make do with what we have.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Sure.
Yeah, we're glad to do that, but yes, our equipment, I believe, I didn't do it recently, but I believe our average age of our equipment is, on the trucks itself, is still 2005.
Wow.
And we have a lot of stuff early 90s.
Yeah.
So we acquired before we had a problem with military equipment. The country did. We acquired some vehicles that way, but they were used when we got them.
Sure.
So they're still aging.
Yes, absolutely. They don't stop. Right. We noticed that you have, or I've noticed that you have a lot of vehicles parked at the transfer station. Is that to handle overflow, or is it just a place to store things?
It helps with storage there. Some of the sanders that are there we're going to be using for the treatments that are coming up this summer.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just to make some room at the garage.
Yeah.
Because the Main Street project requires storage of a lot of materials. So
I don't know if you remember, about a year and a half ago, I shared breakfast with you and your crew
Yes.
at the barn, and you gave me a tour. And I was amazed at what you do with so little funds, with everything being as old as it is. One of the things that we fund, and is just completed, was the street sweeper. We
Yes.
now own that. And is there other major equipment that we own that we save money in the long run, such as the street sweeper and chippers? And I know we don't clean catch basins for different reasons.
Correct.
But what else in your list of vehicles helps us save money by not having to rent or backhoe, for example?
sure, good question. So the catch basins, we did have a used basin truck. The laws for maintaining the catch basins changed. We're supposed to test the material that comes out
Right.
and dispose of it properly. So with Sursage that we belong to, Consortium, it made sense to take advantage of the contract for disposal. Part of that is cleaning the basins. So they're required to take the stuff out of town when it's clean. They handle all that. The set rate before it's even tested, I think we're making out with that.
Yeah.
The other equipment, we have a bucket truck for the tree work. Tree work, about 3 years ago, got a little tricky. You had to reach out about 3 months lead time, 4 months lead time to get a tree company in here to do work on the municipal stuff. That's not good when you have a problem you need to resolve with a hazard tree. So
Yeah.
just having a tree, our own tree, to do that type of work is huge.
Sure.
And then also municipalities are not exempt from OSHA no more. We used to
Right.
be. So doing anything off of ladders and whatnot brings up the use or the need that we have a man lift. So we acquired a used man lift. We use it, the schools borrow it, and it helps out a lot.
Yes.
So there's no rentals there and whatnot, and it's at our control, our schedule.
Right.
We maintain it. That one reaches 40 feet, so that takes care of all the schools, the
Right.
roofs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Did I answer that?
Yes,
question?
you did.
Yep.
Very well. Thank you. One of the things, again, that I want to ask you is unions. Your highway department is in a union,
Yes,
and they have their own individual contract.
yes.
This is farthest from the truth when it comes to your department. People have a perception that unions and they don't work a minute past 4 o'clock, or they take their hour lunch break, which they're entitled to. But we don't have that feeling with your union. They work so hard, and they come in when they're called. And do you have difficulty being the manager and having to deal with the union?
I have difficulty using the word union
Okay.
because you wouldn't even know it, like you're alluding to.
Right.
We have a great bunch of guys.
Yes.
And to fit part of the crew, I mean, the union's a tool to help take care of the crew.
Right.
But the union's not what drives the department. It's the guys. They're
Oh, sure.
a great bunch of guys.
Yeah.
They're there. It's their shop, their town.
Yep.
So that's why they're there.
Right.
Yep.
Changing subjects. Technology. It's changed since you and I started years ago.
Yes.
How has it helped you today compared to what it was like 20 years ago when, not that we first started 20 years ago, it was long before that, but how does it help you today with surfacing the roads and knowing what tree to take down and different
Right.
things like that?
So the trees are easy. They let you know when they're
Yeah.
ready. The roads, the signs behind the road, I have a good clue with that. We were fortunate enough to have, it was Beta that wrote the program
Yeah.
that Mass DOT uses. Beta Group is the one that created that program that we use. And the layers that are available electronic for that bird's eye view of the town, that's very helpful. We still have more work to do for the layers for where all the culverts are, catch basins are, creating those layers. We've done some work, and because time goes by, the programs don't accept it and whatnot, so someone's got to fix that part.
Sure.
There's still some snafus.
Yeah.
But it's better than the hard copies and then going out to the field if you have the electronic ability, either from the truck or from the office.
Yep.
Yes.
Do you have computers at the town highway department?
Yes, we now have an office manager that helps. She
Yeah.
has a computer, and my computer is an actual laptop that stays with me, and I can
As you
run
go
it. I
around.
can run it from the truck. Use the weather maps during a storm. Whatnot. It's right with me.
Cool.
Yes.
So that helps you plow and
Run the storms. Yes.
people think that not that they only see that the plowing the roads in the winter is what you guys do. We've already talked about in addition to many other things. But what's the highway department do to the roads when they're not plowing? Is it just strictly maintenance or?
So, springtime, as early as possible, we need to sweep all the roads.
Yes.
Clean all the basins. Right after that, stuff's growing.
Yeah.
You got to mow this out of the roads, and branches are still growing. Visibility needs to be improved, and then all the town properties still need to be maintained at the
Yeah.
same time. After the basins are, while the basins are clean, that identified repairs that need to be basins to the basins.
Mm-hmm.
So we take care of that in house when we can, or we farm that out. And we have the larger projects like Main Street and whatnot. There's always something to do with a drainage upgrade. And we have the versatility and the manpower right now to do it.
To do it.
Well, we're a little short on the manpower, but we have the
Sure.
versatility to do it.
Yeah. How many people do you have working for you?
There's 7 under me now. And we have 8 positions.
Wow. So you have an open position,
Yes, at
and
this
now
time.
you're actively trying to fill that?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
we-
of budget cuts or?
Potential budget cuts, we need to have a good handle on that as a town collectively. We're going to explore that
Sure.
as a team.
Right.
You and I and
Yeah.
the finance committee.
Yeah.
We don't want to have someone come in and
Just to lay
be-
them off.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Can we talk about emergency preparedness?
Yes.
Hurricanes, snowstorms, just a good old-fashioned 2-inch rainstorm. You guys are out there doing what you're supposed to do. And how is it that, other than experience, that you know X, Y, and Z is going to happen, so this is what I have to do to get ready for it. We had a major hurricane come in, what, 15 years ago? A little bit longer than that, I guess
Right.
now.
Yep.
And came right up Taunton River. And you guys did a tremendous job. We went out to drive around to see what kind of trees came down with my sons. And we went out, the next day, those trees were gone. So I was amazed that you guys got out as quick as you do. But what do you do today to prepare for storms like this?
So 2 inches are easy.
Yeah.
3 inches of rain, I already know the problem areas. Wind direction is another key. So what happens on Main Street in that location will also happen on Center and Tremont.
Okay.
So it makes it easier. You don't have to go around looking for it. You already know where those problems are.
Right.
That helps. Preparedness is a good question. So bigger than a Category 1 would be a problem. To have a cleanup, a third-party cleanup, to come in, with either a truck or chippers or whatnot, is going to be almost impossible. To retain them ahead of time,
Right.
and then to retain them after or during, everyone else is already going to grab them because they're going to go to where the deeper pockets are.
Sure.
We're not going to dish it out.
Yep.
The last major one, I think, was 1991.
Is that when it was?
89 or 91.
Yeah.
The residents dragged the brush out to the edge of the road, and we just went down one side of the street to the other.
Yeah.
It just made sense to do it that way. To bring it to the transfer station for us to chip it there too, didn't make sense because the brush can get contaminated, hurt the equipment. So
Yeah. Okay.
I do intend to talk to our administrator about that preparedness for
Yeah.
a major, but to retain something is almost impossible.
Yeah. Do we have a shelter for people who need to vacate their homes?
Yes, we do. The fire chief is actually the person for
Right.
that.
I understand he's
question.
in charge now.
We help with the routing on that. The middle school is the primary
Okay.
for emergency sheltering. I believe Lincoln Village right now is still supposed to shelter in place. And I believe our warming and cooling centers is still the COA and the police station.
Okay. And we have carts and generators and
Yes.
where do we store those?
Yep. Yes, so
If you don't want to
Start at
give
the-
the secret away, that's okay.
It started at the transfer station. Our department or the fire department would be involved with
Yep.
moving or setting that up, depending on the timing of the storm and when it happens.
Okay.
Yes.
I know people have these questions because it just seems to happen and they don't know what goes on behind the scenes to get to that point.
Right. So the middle school is chosen because of the access to the cafeteria generator back up. So that's why the middle school is utilized. Also, it's on higher ground,
Right.
safe ground. And
Okay.
the evacuation signs that are up are already placed strategically, so you're not driving through known prone flooding areas. Mm-hmm. That's why it doesn't. You're not directing people
Pleasant
down.
Street, right?
You're not directing people down 138 because 138 does go underwater. Pleasant Street goes underwater. Lincoln Ave goes underwater.
Does it really?
So does Spring
Wow.
Street. So all that is planned. That's why the signs are where they are, and it's very important to adhere to the evacuation instructions.
Yeah. Does the state give you mandates for? Sometimes some communities I drive through and I see evacuation route signs.
Yes.
We don't have that here in Dayton because there's probably only just a couple of roads to use, I would assume.
No, there's quite a few signs up.
Is there?
Yes. I believe it's guidance, not mandates.
Okay.
Yep. I could be wrong on that. Again,
Sure.
that's a very good question for the chief. He's on top of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
We brought the chief in a couple weeks ago, and I'll have to bring him back to
Bring
ask
him
him these
back.
questions.
Bring him back.
Definitely. What makes you tick? You've been how long have you been doing this? Just as the head chief?
Oh, I don't know. I started with the department, I believe, in '88.
Wow. So you've been here for a long
I
time.
started with the fire department, I believe, in '80 or '81. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm assuming you like it.
It's our town,
Yeah.
Yes.
24/7 for you?
always.
And your wife is the animal control officer?
Yes, she is.
Yeah. Does she like it as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You do a lot for the town beyond what the highway department does. And again, I want to apologize for calling you a highway department because you guys really do so much more. And you're on all kinds of committees. You and I share the trash reducing committee, and I know you're on so many other positions. How do you find the time to get all this stuff done?
It's our town. We're
Yeah.
here. We're here.
And you just do it.
Not going to go to another town and do something else.
Right.
It's our
Okay.
town.
Working with other departments, police, fire, schools, is there a protocol? Is it they pick up the phone and they ask you guys for something and you try your best to do it?
Yes.
Is there a plan? Are you the first ones that get called in the event of a fire, a leak at the high school? How involved are you guys in things like that?
Well, if any other department's called,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll assess them any way we can.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. That's the way it's. Some stuff goes through our dispatch. Sometimes I'm there first, and I call the dispatch to get the other departments going.
Sure.
But usually, police or fire are there first.
Okay.
But police and fire can't move without highway.
Howard. I know we're all over the place, but these questions that come to mind. Pleasant Street Bridge.
Yes.
What is the project for and what's going to happen?
Good question. There's a flyer right here.
Okay.
So, actually, August 12th, coming up really soon, 6 o'clock, all the public, including everyone in our state, because it's their money, is a public input. So, August 12th, 6 o'clock, it's a virtual hearing on the Pleasant Street Bridge over Muddy Cove. There is some information. There should be a flyer like this in the Selectmen's office.
Okay.
If it's not there yet, it will
Yep.
be there soon. And that's where you can get more information on it. That is coming along well. It's already at 25% on engineering, so that's how we were able to come to a design plan that they can be presented for public input. That bridge right now is down rated to a weight limit of 7 ton right now,
14,000 pounds. Yeah.
which that's probably flirting with oil trucks, ambulances.
Sure.
So it's going to be a problem. It will be down for construction, completely down. I believe a little more than a year, but it's an essential bridge because it affects the response time for that part of town beyond
Right.
it.
And how long will it be down for?
I don't know exactly.
Okay.
We had to recently change the northern footing, so there are some environmental impacts to answer that question.
Okay.
If we have to remediate soil and whatnot,
Right.
that could complicate things. But it's an interesting project. It's going to be a little wider, mainly because of the visibility and the intersection at Muddy Cove. As you know, it's almost impossible to come out and see.
Right.
Because the guardrail's right in the way.
Yeah.
And we're still going to have a sidewalk installed for future sidewalk on Pleasant Street, but there'll be a sidewalk there waiting for that
Okay.
future sidewalk.
And what kind of cost is involved in this?
This bridge totally is over $6 million.
Wow.
Our current Congressman Austin Kloss has been very helpful with securing some funds. The town actually got the project to be where it's shovel ready and attractive to something like this on a Congress level, and it still is. It's been funded twice on a federal level. It's still not fully funded. It's about $1 million short, I believe. We're working on that. Our town administrator is always at all those meetings. His presence is very helpful on that.
Sure.
But this is an important bridge. It'd be very, our part of town in that area on both sides of the bridge would be complicated if this bridge was permanently out of service.
Right. Okay. Is there a danger of it collapsing, or still not that stage?
It's actually a strong bridge because it used to have a trolley car going over it back in the
Okay.
day. It's got some strong steel beams. However, the other reinforced steel concrete, there's large chunks about the size of this table of concrete missing.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's got some problems, and
Yeah.
it's on wooden piers.
Okay.
It's not concrete all
Not
the way to the
concrete.
ground.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting bridge. It was built
Yeah.
well, but the weight limit on it is 7 ton right now,
Right.
and due to go down even more.
Okay.
Yes.
We the state wanted us to have some skin in the game when it came to that bridge, and I think we had to put up $1.2 million or something like that.
Collectively, I believe we're already there.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we did investigation And then we did exploratory on the materials, what was there with the current materials in the ground and the structure itself. And then we did a feasibility study and type.
Yep.
And then now it went to where it's 25% designed after all that work. That was
Okay.
all funded by the town of Dayton.
Yep.
The other work that Austin Claus Office is doing is for the actual construction.
Okay. Besides Main Street, what else do we have? Big projects like this and the bridge coming up.
So there is some minor road maintenance, as we alluded to. We have 4 streets that we're going to attack. There was a date on the website and the message boards. They were
Right.
just changed last night and this morning
Yeah, to August.
to August 4th through August 8th. Horton Street, Oak Street, Maple Street, and Maple Swamp Road are going to have a preservative seal and crack sealing. It's a 2-step process. First, there'll be just a spray on it, and that's the most important part because that penetrates the asphalt. The part of the asphalt, when you see a road age and it gets lighter gray and whatnot, that's the material that's being put back into it.
Okay.
So to rejuvenate that, because that's always going to be there, that's your foundation.
Yeah.
And you can build off it. In the future, if you can afford a chip seal or an asphalt, then you'll be putting on a fairly good foundation.
Right.
And the crack filling that's going to happen later in August, I think the 3rd week in August, this is all weather pending, so it's tough to give solid dates. That'll be some hot patching and some actual crack filling.
And your department does it all? With
No,
the help of...
we pitch in to help our monies go further, but there's a third party doing most of the work.
Okay.
So we'll help with the closure and the actual crack filling.
Yep.
But the third party's doing the spraying and whatnot.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And we alluded to earlier about the 5-year plan. These roads need it. They're going to get done. Is there another set of roads coming up after that when money dictates that it can, or?
So I'm reluctant to even allude to that.
You don't
So
have to tell me any
I'm
roads.
I'm not going to tell you any roads. As you know, we're in Main Street. I think this is the 3rd year now. We haven't tapped into the Chapter 90 aggressively. I usually like to deplete it because every year we get about $300,000 from the state to go towards our roads, and that $300,000 does not go far.
Right.
It takes, as you know, Main Street alone to pave that. When we're ready to pave it, it's going to be close to $1 million.
Right.
So 300,000 is not much.
No.
So I can't touch that. I'm banking the money. Next year we should be entertaining paving Main Street plus the sidewalks going in.
Yep.
So I can't dedicate those funds to any of the roads.
Right.
So again, we're going to be forced to go backwards.
Sure.
And I don't foresee the town.
That's not in your nature.
I
to
don't
go
foresee the
backwards.
town. Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And we can't take money from the town that they don't have.
Right.
So we got to make sure everything else is functioning correctly.
Yep.
So
Besides the new barn, what's your wish list?
the bond is not top of the list.
Not-
It just
Oh, okay.
that just makes sense.
Yep.
When who knows, another building might present itself that's
Yeah.
already up.
Right.
You don't know. It's important to be vigilant and on that. The upkeep of the equipment, not just our department, but all the 3 departments, is very important.
Yeah.
Like I said, our fleet is an aging fleet,
Right.
so it makes sense to try to replace a truck a year. We haven't done that for a while. We've hit and missed that.
Yep.
Major storms, snowstorms, we need to have around 20 vehicles on the road, whether they're hired or ours. We have, I believe, 14 trucks with plows on them. I know it sounds weird, but we have hired drivers for all the other trucks.
Okay.
So most of the trucks, when we do storms, is all Dayton.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a lot of contractors signing up on that, and that's not just our town. That's
Right.
all over,
Yeah.
all over. So fortunately, we haven't had a major
Yep.
or back-to-back storms. Back-to-backs are probably the worst because everyone's already tired. But we're okay with major.
Yep.
Things might have to wait a few more days or a day or 2 more than usual, like school openings and whatnot.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
But the upkeep of that fleet is critical.
Sure.
Because again, the police and fire can't move
Right.
without highway.
Sure.
So those vehicles really need to be
Yep.
updated. They don't have to be new vehicles. We just have to have funds to buy newer
Newer.
vehicles.
Yeah.
Functioning vehicles.
Right. And going to the town's residents is the best way to do that.
Yes, and it's when we entertained the military surplus stuff. That was through the police department too. And
Okay.
some key people have retired since then too. So maybe that's something we can explore again.
Sure.
I'm not sure the government allowing equipment available again, but that was free stuff.
Yep.
That's important. But I believe that has to go through the police level.
Yep.
Maybe,
Okay, so they have to initiate it?
Maybe we can lean on you on that. Get
Absolutely.
something done.
We can do whatever
At
it
least,
takes.
at least to explore it. And there's
Right.
equipment available too, not just trucks.
Yep.
So you never know.
Right. How do they communicate? How do you communicate with the drivers on the road? Radio, car phones.
During the storms, we used the two-way radios. Obviously, sometimes it's just to tell them to pull over when you can and give me a call.
Right.
Because the radios are not good and clear and
Yeah.
loud. The trucks are loud. The pony motors are running. It's
Sure.
tough. But I can't just call them and force them to use the phone while they're driving.
Right.
That don't make sense.
Right.
So
Okay,
we
so-
do have two-way radios and everything. We have two-way portable radios a hand to the higher drivers.
Okay.
What higher trucks we have.
For six people on your crew, there's a lot of roads to cover.
Yes.
That's they must get tired fairly quickly. It's a nerve-wracking job to do in the first place.
Yes. So we got to treat the roads first.
Yeah.
So we're there at the very beginning of the storm. When we're not, we drive around in circles, plowing
Yeah.
until it's done. Then we treat the roads again.
Right.
So we're the last ones to go home in the storm. So
Yeah.
we work the whole storms. A nor'easter, as you know, could be 3 days.
Right. Yep.
So
Okay. Anything else you want to go over before we turn it over to back to the cable committee?
I think we touched on everything.
Okay.
We appreciate the support we get from the Board of Selectmen.
Thank you.
A new town administrator is working well.
Sure, he works hard.
Yes, he does. He cares a lot about our town, too.
Yeah.
He's a good match.
Yeah. You have any vacations coming up?
Not at this time.
Not at this time.
No.
Okay. All right, Cable. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time.